everyone, my name is Fahmi Kirobani. I am a high school student who is very interested in improving my learning habits and understanding how to study more effectively. For me, studying is not only about getting good grades, but also building discipline, focus, and strong critical thinking skills. Today, I would like to share my perspective about listening to music while studying. Personally, I am against listening music during study time. I believe that studying requires full concentration and deep thinking. Even though music may feel relaxing, it can divide our attention and reduce our ability to fully understand the materials. I would also share my personal experience. At first, I actually tried listening to music while studying because some of my friends said it helped them to focus. They told me that music made studying more enjoyable and less stressful, so I decided to give it a try. However, instead of helping me concentrate, the music distracted me. I found myself paying more attention to the lyrics and the rhythm rather than the lessons. Sometimes I even started humming along without realizing it. As a result, I had to reread the material several times because I did not fully understand it at the first time. From that experience, I realized that music does not work for me. I understand that everyone has different learning styles, but for me, a quiet environment helps me focus better and absorb information more effectively. Silence allows me to think clearly and stay disciplined.
Hi everyone, my name is Aura Ishakakami and I'm on the pro team. I enjoy listening to music while I'm studying. Listening to music makes me relax and comfortable. With music, it creates a better atmosphere for me to study. And with no music, it gets too quiet and it gets silent. And when it's silent, I get distracted. When I get distracted, I start zoning out. And also, from my own experience, I always study while listening to soft and chill music. My preference is jazz and lo-fi. Also, I can listen to music with lyrics while I'm studying because at the end of the day, I will start humming and start singing. So, be wise choosing what music you listen to while you study.
Hello everyone, my name is Nabil. Today, I would like to introduce myself as the speaker representing the contra side in this discussion. I stand firmly against the idea that listening to music while studying is beneficial. In my opinion, studying requires full concentration, focus, and mental clarity. Music, especially with lyric or strong rhythm, can distract our attention and reduce our ability to fully understand the material. Instead of helping us concentrate, it can defeat our focus between the listen and the sound we hear. As someone who values effective learning and academic improvement, I believe that a quiet environment allows our brain to process information more efficiently. Therefore, I strongly disagree with the practice of listening to music while studying. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Fritz Munte. I am a student who always tries to find the most effective and enjoyable way to learn. I believe that studying is not about memorizing facts, but also about understanding concepts and building good habits. One thing that makes me different is my perspective about listening to music while studying. I'm strongly pro listening to music during study time. Some people think music can be distracting, but for my personal experience, it actually helped me focus better. When I was preparing for an important exam, I used to feel stressed and easily distracted. I tried studying in complete silence, but my mind kept wandering. One day, I decided to play instrumental music softly in the background. Surprisingly, I became more focused and calm. The music helped me block outside noise and made studying feel less stressful. Since then, listening to music has become part of my study routine. It improves my mood, increases my concentration, and makes long study sessions more enjoyable. Besides being pro listening music while studying, I'm also pro personal growth and continuous improvement. I believe that everyone has the potential to become better if they are willing to learn from mistakes and step out of their comfort zone. There was a time when I failed to achieve the score I expect on a test. Instead of giving up, I reflect on my study method and made change. I create a more structured schedule, combine it with music to maintain focus, and slowly I see improvement in my results. The experience taught me that progress comes from consistency and self-discipline. In conclusion, I see myself as a person who believes in smart learning strategies and positive habits. Listening to music while studying is not just a preference for me, but a method that truly works. I'm open to new ideas, always ready to improve myself and determined to achieve my goals, tough hard work and the right mindset. Thank you.
Hi, let me introduce myself. My name is Noy Prismalka Julu, and today I'm the host for this podcast, Mind Over Matter. Hello everyone, welcome back to Mind Over Matter, the podcast where we talk about our daily life in high school. I'm your host, Naomi, and today we're going to talk about very popular topic, study with music. We see it every day in the library or the classroom. Some students always wear their big headphones and look very busy, while other students look very annoyed because they want the room to be completely quiet. Is a music studying booster or just a big distraction? Let's meet our guest today.
Hi Naomi, hi everyone. Well, you probably already know which side I'm on. I am the girl who always has big headphones around my neck or on my ears. For me, music is like my best friend during study time. I honestly cannot imagine opening a thick textbook without my favorite playlist playing in the background. It just feels too empty and boring without some beats to keep me company.
I'm the guy who sits behind Aura and feels very annoyed. Hi everyone, I'm Fahmi and I'm definitely on Team Silence. I think the library should be a place for quiet thinking, not a mini concert. Every time I see people with headphones, I wonder how they can actually understand what they're reading. My brain needs peace and quiet to work, or I will just get a headache.
I totally agree with Fahmi. Hey, I'm Alvin, and for me, silence is good. When I study, I need to hear my own thought. If there is music playing, even it is just a simple melody, my brain starts to follow the rhythm instead of the logic in my homework. I think studying is serious work, and music belongs to the party or the gym, not the study decks.
Well, I have a different opinion, Alvin. Hi, I'm Fritz. For me, total silence is actually very scared and loud. When it's quiet, I start to notice every small sound. I hear the air conditioner, I hear people breathing, or I hear someone clicking their pen there 3 tables away. That's make me go crazy. Music is like a sound wall. For me, it blocks all those small and annoying sounds so I can stay focused on my work.
That is a great start. So it's a battle between a sound wall and total peace. Aura, I always see you looking very relaxed before a big exam while listening to music. Does it really help with your stress? I mean, school can be very scary sometimes, especially when we have a big math test or a lot of homework to finish before the deadline.
Yes, exactly, Naomi. That is my main reason. Studying is very stressful for most of us. When I see a lot of homework, I feel very nervous and my heart starts to beat fast. But when I play some chill or happy music, I feel much better. It's like music tells my brain, hey, relax, you can do this. If I am in a good mood, I can study for a longer time without feeling tired or bored.
I understand that music can make you happy, Aura, but isn't that a bit dangerous? I mean, you spend like 10 or 15 minutes just looking for the perfect song or making a playlist instead of actually reading your book. I see many students doing that. They say they are preparing to study, but they are actually just playing with their phones. Isn't that just a way to procrastinate or and run away from the real world?
I don't think it's wasting time, Fahmi. It's more like a mental warm up. You know how athletes always stretch their muscle before they run a marathon? They don't just start running immediately. For me, music is my mental stretch. It prepares my mind to enter study mode. Once the music starts, my brain knows it is time to work. It's a routine that actually saves me time in the long run.
But Aura, what happens if the song is too emotional? I remember one time I tried to study while listening to a sad song. Instead of doing my basic homework, I start thinking about my cat that died 3 years ago. Or if the song is too upbeat, I just want to stand up and dance. How can you focus on something difficult like chemistry or history when the music is taking your emotion everywhere?
That's why you have to be smart about your music choice, Alvin. You don't listen to heavy metal or very sad break-up sounds when you study. I usually choose instrumental music or lo-fi beats. There are no lyrics, so there is no talking in my ear. It creates a steady vibe in the room. It's a trick to keep the brain busy enough so it doesn't get bored, but not too busy that you can think.
Okay, so we talk about mood. Now let's talk about the brain. Does music actually help us remember things? Fahmi, you said the brain is like a computer. Can you explain that more? I think many people believe they are good at multitasking, but science often says something different about how our brain handles many things at once.
Yes, Naomi. Think of your brain like a smartphone. If you open a heavy game, YouTube, and Instagram at the same time, the our brain is the same. If I listen to music, part of my brain is busy processing the sound. That means I only have 50% left for my books. I want to give 100% of my energy to my studies so I can finish faster and understand everything perfectly.
Fahmi is right. And here is another big problem, the exam. We take a test at school. The room is 100% silent. If you always study with music at home, your brain becomes addicted to that sound. When you are in the exam room and it is quiet, your brain might panic because the vibe is different. You might forget the answer just because there is no music playing. It's called context-dependent memory.
I've heard about that, but have you heard about the Mozart effect? Some studies say that listening to certain music can actually wake up your brain cells. It makes you feel more alert and smarter for a short period of time. Sometimes, when the room is too quiet, my brain feels like it's going to sleep. Keeps my brain awake and ready to receive new information. It's like coffee, but for your ears.
Also, Alvin, you say music is a distraction. But what about the real world? We don't live in a vacuum. Even if I don't wear headphones, there is always noise. My neighbor's dog barking, my brother playing games in the next room, or cars passing by. Those sounds are unpredictable and annoying. With my headphones, I can control what I hear. I choose a nice, steady song to cover up the bad noises.
That's a very interesting point, Aura. So music acts like a shield against the outside world. It's like you are creating your own private study bubble. But Fahmi, do you think people can actually train themselves to focus even when it's noisy, or is silence the only way to get the best result for everyone?
I think focus is a skill, Naomi. You have to put practice into it. If you always run to your handphones every time there is a little noise, you never learn how to truly concentrate. In the future, like at work or in college, we can always hide under our handphones. I think it's better to learn how to focus in a natural environment, even if it's not perfectly quiet.
Okay, let's talk about the long haul. Sometimes we have to study for 3 or 4 hours for a big final exam. That is very tiring, Fritz. Does music help you to stay in your chair for a long time? Because I know many students struggle to sit still more for 10 than 30 minutes before they want to check their phones or like take a nap.
Absolutely. Studying is honestly quite boring sometimes. Let's be real. If I sit in a silent room for the 3 hours, I will probably fall asleep after 20 minutes. The silence makes me feel tired. But with a good playlist, I feel like I have more energy. It makes the time go by faster. Before I know it, I have finished 2 chapters of biology because the music kept my energy levels high.
I agree with Fritz 100%. Think about the gym. Almost nobody goes in the gym and runs on the treadmill in total silence. Why? Because it's boring and difficult. They use high energy music to keep their bodies moving. Studying is like a workout for the brain. We need that audio fuel to keep going when the topics get difficult or when we start to feel sleepy at 9 p.m.
But is that really study energy? Or are you just vibing? I think you might feel like you are doing a lot of work because you've been sitting there for 5 hours. But if you check your progress, maybe you only learned a little bit because you were too busy enjoying the song. I prefer the deep work method. I study for 1 hour in total silence, but I'm very focused. I think 1 hour of silence is better than 5 hours of music study.
I totally agree with you, Alvin. Quality is much more important than quantity. When I study in silence, I finish my work much faster. Then I have more free time to actually enjoy my music later as a reward. I think it's better to separate work and play. When it's time to study, just study. When it's time for music, then you can dance or sing as much as you want without feeling guilty about your homework.
You make it sound like we are having a study party, fuck me. It's not like that. We aren't dancing on the tables. We are just using lofi or classical music as a background. It's very soft. It's not playtime. It's just making the work time a little more comfortable. Why should studying be painful and boring if we can make it a little bit more patient with some nice sounds?
Okay, I see that both sides have very strong points. There is no right or wrong answer here. It really depends on your personality and how your brain works. Some people need the wall of sound to feel safe and focused, while others need the peace of silence to think clearly. It's all about knowing yourself, right?
Yes, I agree. Everyone is different. My advice for friends at home is don't just follow what your friends do. If you feel like music helps you, then go for it, but try to use instrumental music like lofi or jazz so you don't get distracted by the lyrics. And most importantly, make sure you are always actually studying, not just scrolling through your playlist all night.
And my advice is to try silence at least once. You might be surprised at how fast you can finish your homework when there is nothing else in your ears. If you live in a noisy house, maybe try white noise like the sound of rain or a fan. It's a good middle ground because it's not music, but it still blocks out the annoying sounds from your neighbors.
My final word is remember the exam. Practice studying in silence sometimes so you don't get shocked when you sit in the quiet classroom. Use music as a reward after you finish a difficult task. That way, you stay focused during study time and can truly enjoy your favorite music when you are finished. Balance is the key.
Those are wonderful tips. Thank you so much, Aura, Fritz, Fahmi, and Alvin for this very fun debate. I think I'm somewhere in the middle. I like music when I'm doing easy things like drawing or organizing my notes, but I need total silence when I'm doing hard math problems. To everyone listening, try both and see what makes you a study hero.
Thanks for having us, Naomi. It was great to hear the other side too.
See you later, guys. I'm going to put my headphones on now and finish my biology essay.
And I'm going to the library for some beautiful silence. Bye, everyone.
Good luck with your study, everyone. This is Naomi from Mind Over Matter, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.